Hey, my friend, my name is Bo, and today I want to share with you 3 reasons why you might struggle to stay motivated and inspired in your life. One thing that has helped me a lot is just understanding that our body and our brain are survival mechanisms, and they're really designed to keep us safe and keep us alive, not necessarily keep us happy. So to your body and your brain, because it's a survival mechanism, the past equals the future. So your mind will look at what has happened in the past, and it will use that to try to anticipate what's going to happen in the future. And this is very useful when it comes to survival. If you know what's going to happen before it happens because you've seen something similar in the past, then that can help you stay alive. But the thing is, we don't live in the wild anymore, and we're not under constant threat. Another important thing to understand is that if you've had a painful past, if you've had traumatic events happen to you, or you've just had a lot of stress in your past, then what your mind is going to do is it's going to expect more of the same. It's going to expect that if your past was painful, that your future is going to be painful as well. And when you have this perception of a fearful or painful future, that is going to trigger those survival mechanisms within you, and it's going to cause you to shut down and go into a state where you're conserving energy. And that is what depression is. It's a conservation of energy. That is what apathy is. When you're not motivated to take action, it's because your body is in survival mode and it's trying to conserve energy because it doesn't want to go out and face the danger that you're anticipating. So your body and your brain is quite okay with comfortable slavery. It would rather have comfortable slavery than uncomfortable or dangerous freedom. But your soul wants you to be free. There's a part of you that wants freedom, that wants peace, happiness, joy, contentment. So here are 3 things that you can do to start experiencing that freedom that your soul desires. Number 1 is you have to create a vision for your future without limits. Because remember, the natural biological tendency is to anticipate the future based on the past. So naturally, when we try to dream about our future, when we think about things we want in our future, we see that future through the lens of our past. And so we tend to expect things in our future to look very similar to things have looked in the past. Maybe a little bit better than our past, but we don't really dream as big as we could because we secretly believe that who we are in the past, or who we were in the past, is going to be pretty similar to the person we're going to be in the future. So you have to temporarily forget everything you know or think you know about yourself and about your life. You have to be willing to let go of everything. Let go of all your beliefs about who you are. Let go of everything that has happened to you in your past and pretend that none of it ever happened. Pretend that you are just a blank slate and you can start over fresh and become whoever you want to be. You have to ask yourself, who would you want to be? What type of person would you want to become? If you knew you couldn't fail, if you knew there was no limits to the type of person you could become, who would you be? And you have to start seeing this in your mind and actually visualizing yourself being that person that you would like to be. See yourself in your mind acting as if you were already that person. Literally see yourself as if you're watching a movie in your head. See yourself acting whatever way you want to act. Say you want to be more confident. How would you act in real life? Try to see it as like a movie. How would you act if you were already that confident person? And notice you're probably going to feel some resistance to that thought, to that vision, because your brain wants to anticipate based on the past. And you're saying, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to cut off the past, forget about it for a moment, and pretend that the past doesn't matter anymore, that the future is no longer a continuation of the past, that the future is totally separate from the past, not even related. And your brain doesn't want to think that way. But you, as a spiritual being, which is what I think we all are, have the free will to decide that your future is not going to be connected to your past. You have that ability to become new, to renew yourself and be born again in a sense. And I know this works because I've done it in my own life. You know, I used to be a lot less confident than I am today, a lot less happy than I am today. But I've used this positive visualization to kind of recreate myself. And all I did was just start thinking about who I wanted to become. And I started seeing myself as that person, and eventually my body followed my mind. My body started to act like that person that I was imagining myself to be. So I created sort of a new identity, you might say. The second thing you can do to start to set yourself free is optimize mind and body. When mind and body are aligned, that helps spiritual energy flow. Just think about the word inspiration. Inspiration comes from the Latin word, I believe, in spirit. In spirit. So you have to tap into spiritual energy within yourself to feel inspired and feel naturally motivated in your life. And what I found is that spiritual energy flows much easier when your mind is in a good place, when you're feeding your mind with positivity, and when your body is healthy and strong and vital. So one of the things you can do to kind of combine these is take daily walks. And while you're walking, listen to a podcast or an audiobook or something. Don't listen to music. Listen to something that is going to feed your mind with inspiring ideas. And this is a way you can feed your mind and your body at the same time. It's something I highly recommend if you're not doing already. This is something very simple, but it's very, very powerful. If you're not taking walks or exercising at least a little bit every day, then you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And if you're not at least putting something positive into your mind on a daily basis, even if it's just reading a book or listening to a book for 30 minutes a day, it doesn't have to be a lot. But if you're not doing those things, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot because those things are so easy to do. There's no excuse for not doing them, and you can combine them and do them at the same time. So take a 30-minute walk and listen to an audiobook for 30 minutes while you're walking. And if you just do that every day, you'll notice the compound effect over time. You'll start to have more good ideas because you're putting good ideas in, so you're able to generate good ideas. What you put in is what you get out, and you're moving your body, which helps that spiritual energy flow through you. The third thing you can do to start to set yourself free is practice unconditional love and self-acceptance. The thing is, any form of self-judgment, anytime we judge ourselves, it traps energy within us. I call it frozen fear. Some people refer to it as trauma. But anytime we judge ourselves, we trap that energy in our body and it becomes sort of frozen there. And it affects everything we think, feel, and do throughout our lives, whether we realize it or not. A lot of this frozen fear or trauma is on an unconscious level. We don't know it's there, but it's affecting absolutely everything in our life. It's affecting our attitude. It's affecting how we perceive life. It's affecting our emotions. It's affecting our behavior, our habits, everything, our addictions. It's all driven by this frozen energy within us. And the way to release it is you have to make your body feel safe, because again, your body's going into survival mode. When you're feeling these negative emotions, your body wants to shut down because it can't function properly, so it's not going to want to go out and do things in life when it's in this fearful state, because that would be a risk to your survival. Again, it's all about survival and safety. And so you have to make your body feel safe in order for your body to release that negative emotional energy that's being trapped within you. Self-judgment keeps the energy there, but unconditional love and self-acceptance allows your body to feel safe enough to let go and release that energy. Allow it to leave you, because that energy wants to release. It wants to release, and it will do so naturally if you let it. You have to allow it. Allowing means opening up to it and being with it, being present with whatever you're feeling, and just accepting yourself regardless. And you have to learn how to sit with your emotions and not judge them, not try to change them, not try to control them. That's the key. We keep emotional energy trapped inside of us by trying to control it, trying to change it, wishing that it was different. I wish I didn't feel this way. And we judge ourselves and beat ourselves up for the way we feel. And if you've lived on this earth long enough, you know that already. So why do you keep doing the same thing over and over again when you know it doesn't work? You know judging yourself doesn't make you feel better. You know beating yourself up for having negative feelings doesn't make it any less likely that you're going to feel those feelings again. It doesn't solve the root of the problem. One of the most important things I've ever learned in my life is the power of unconditional love. Unconditional love for yourself, unconditional love for others. It is the most healing energy possible. And so you have to learn how to fully accept yourself, regardless of what you're going through in life. It's almost paradoxical, because you think, well, if I accept this, then it's just going to stay there. Like, it's not going to change if I don't change it, right? But no, it wants to change by itself. It wants to release. Any negativity wants to leave you. You just have to surrender and just let it. You don't have to control it. You don't have to do it on your own. If you're religious, you might want to think of it like surrendering it to God. That's how I like to think of it. Surrender it to God. I'm not in control here. I'm not the one who's going to heal me. Something of a greater power is going to heal me. Call it God or whatever, universal energy. That's what does the healing. Not me and my little ego. That's not going to solve the problem. That's what created the problem in the first place, is this ego, this mind, this part of me that wants to control everything in life. That's what got me into trouble in the first place. So we have to be humble enough to let go, surrender, let life teach us what it's trying to teach us. Stop being so stubborn. One of the things that blocks us from doing this is all the beliefs we've had instilled in us since we were very young. We go through these events in our life which causes us to believe that we're not good enough as we are, and that we're not able to be authentic, and that we're not able to be who we really are and feel what we really feel. We're not able to really express our true authentic selves, and so we repress and suppress all of this, and it just builds up this energy within us. I call it trauma or frozen fear. And it just creates all the problems that we experience in life, all the stress, all the chaos, all the drama, all the depression, anxiety. It's all a result of not being our authentic selves. So I think it's time that we unlearn the ways of the world. I think it's time to be free.